Sometimes I feel like a fraud.
But am I?
I'll answer this and other questions at the end of this video.
You're a fraud. A total fraud.
Hey y'all, Tom, ND3N here, and thanks for dropping in for a Ham Shack chat. Now, over the last several months, I've released a number of videos that focus on digital modes. I've covered RDOP and VARA-HS WinLink, WSJTX, FT8, FT4, a few others, using Grid Tracker, none of which support RagChews, not really, but I've also covered VAR-AC and JS8 Call that are RagChew modes. This video will be the first in a series about my favorite RagChew mode, phase shift keying, or PSK. In particular, in this video, I will be outlining how to write and use macros and then demonstrating those macros. A special shout out to Neil, KU5Q, John, W7BQV, and Rob, W4ZNC. I have used both my station rigs, my TS890 and my FT991A, for the previous videos. But this video and the associated follow-on videos will be radio agnostic. They can be done using any ham radio.
What radio?
I'm also going to be focusing on using these modes with the Ham Radio Deluxe suite of software. But even HRD is not mandatory to use PSK and any other mode I decide to talk about that is part of HRD. You can do it with other software such as Fldigi, DigiPan, and, well, many others. I'll include links down there for those other programs. Again, I'll be using HRD for these discussions, mostly because after using HRD for nearly 15 years, it's what I'm most familiar with. That's my limitation. You don't have to follow that.
A mouse needs to know his limitation.
So let's head over to the Ham Radio Deluxe Suite, and in particular, the Digital Master 780 program, and that's usually called DM780. So this is the Digital Master 780, or shorten it down to DM780, and it is one of the programs in the Ham Radio Deluxe Suite. This is where you're going to do most of your digital work. As you can see, right now I am set up to use BPSK, that's biphase shift keying. I'm going to start with a fresh, no macros written, and that's set to. And you can come here now and you can come down to Manager, and I'm going to set the title of this. So from set to, it's going to become Macro Demo. I'm going to come here and I'm going to click on the New button. The first one we're going to send is a CQ message, and I'm going to take you through just a couple of these, and then I'm going to fast forward through the rest of them, and I will put some descriptions up there as to what that particular macro does. So we're going to call this CQRSID, and you click there, it's going to copy that, but I'm just going to change it just to CQ. It goes into the CQ group. I'm going to start by just typing in my CQ message. Now to get my call sign up there, I come here to my call sign. I'm going to double click that. There we go. And two more times. Hit return and type in please K. I want to send this immediate, and I also want to do an RSID. The RSID is the Reed-Solomon identification, and at the very beginning when I send this, it is going to send out a little code that everybody on DM780 will receive, which announces that I'm calling CQ at this particular place. Now, another thing that I want to do, I got a couple other things here. I want to send a stop, which is going to stop sending and return me back to receive. And I also want to do an erase. That will erase my transmit window. I want to say that I'm using this for PSK. And let's go ahead and say QPSK. Now I could also say this will be used for my ready, and there's a few other ones here, but we won't get into that. So I'm going to click OK, and I'm going to click OK, and you will see that I now have a CQ message here, and then all my messages will fall in here. So let's go back. I'm going to go to Macro Demo, Manager, New. This time I'm going to do CQ times 3. In other words, I'm going to call CQ 3 times. So this is going to be called CQ X3. It is part of the CQ messages. I want to deselect everything that is not PSK. And by doing this, if I'm in a PSK mode down here, it will make this message available. So we're going to type in CQ, 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 DE, and we're going to put my call sign in here again. Double click. There we go. So I'm just going to highlight this. I'm going to copy it, Control C, and I'm going to go to the end here, hit enter, get a new line, and Control V, enter, Control V. So you can use all those editing things. PSK allows you to be case sensitive, so I could have used lowercase for my DEs, but for the demo point you'll see it. Now I am going to select that this sends immediately, then PSEKN, and follow it up with the stop and erase, and click on OK. So now you'll see that I'm going to click OK here, and you'll see it populate over here. Now I'm going to go through a few others, and as I promised, I'm going to fast forward through them. I'm going to send just my call sign twice. Then I'm going to send my signal report. Another thing you can do is you can just float over this, and that's what's going to go. And I can also right click on that, and it's going to bring up and let me edit. We really don't want to do that, so I'm going to go to my macro, my manager. I'm going to click on new, and now we're going to fast forward through the rest of them, starting with my call sign. here is what we've sent. Made my CQ with the RSID, and you can see it right there. I've made my CQ times 3, sent my call sign out twice. I've sent my signal report and some other information. I've got my brag there, which is, my rig, my antenna. I've got my rag start and my rag end. Rag start and rag end are good here. So you're having a conversation, you can click here. Now you tippy tap down in here, and then when you're ready to send it, you just go to rag end, and then all I have to do is click on the send, and this whole thing will send. So if he says something interesting and you want to respond to it, you can kind of be typing to him while he's typing to you. So I stick those two in there. 73 is self-explanatory, and let's go ahead and demo this example. So while I was checking my previous video, I noticed that I had left one macro off, so we're going to go ahead and add that now. Go to Macro Demo Manager and click on New, and this is going to be a reply to CQ. In other words, I am calling somebody who's just calling CQ, and I'm replying to that CQ. So we're just going to call this reply. It's going to be part of the reply thing, and it's going to be his call sign, DE, my call sign, and my call sign. That's twice. Please KN. We're going to go stop and erase. This is going to be a send immediate, and get rid of everything over here that is not PSK. And that should do me. I'm going to go OK, and you'll notice that this one's now down at the bottom. So I'm going to use my up arrow here, and I'm going to purposefully go too far because I want it immediately after both my CQs, so you can use your down arrow and you can position it where you want to. I'm going to go OK, and you'll see I now have a reply here. So now I'm going to send out my CQ RSID. You see I'm floating over this. If I saw something wrong and I wanted to make an edit, I could click on my edit and come in here and change it and then click OK. But I'm just going to send it. So, am I a fraud for promoting other more recent digital RagChew modes, but going back to where I cut my teeth and using PSK? I really don't think so. I think I'm a well-rounded, experienced ham who recognizes the benefits and limitations of both modern and more classic applications of digital technology to amateur radio operators. As you've seen in this demo, the negative side of PSK is that it requires a fairly good signal for solid copy. On the positive side, it will work well with any rig, can be used with lower power, and really lends itself to longer chats where you can really get to know someone. Being able to backspace and correct yourself is a pretty nice option as well. Every mode has pluses and minuses. Having the experience and skill to make the best use of all of them ensures that you'll be more than a one-trick pony and a better overall ham. And that's all she wrote.
It ain't over till the fat lady sings.
If you enjoyed that and are thinking about returning to or giving PSK a first try, please give me a like.
Please like me. Please.
Please share
Sharing is fun.
this with your compatriots in the digital community. Please leave a comment
Yes, you. Questions, comments?
about your experiences with PSK, and please consider subscribing
I subscribe to that.
to this channel. It means the world to me. Here is another video from a local band around Dayton area, Ludlow Creek. My manager is the guy playing the acoustic guitar. This is a very moving Christmas song that I thought you might enjoy. Please give them a like and subscribe to their channel. 73 until the next Hey Y'all. Always at your service. I'm Tom, ND3N, and I am out.